Savino? No. Okay, today is September 15th. It is 4:30 in the afternoon. We are doing Public Safety Committee meeting. We have everyone here except Savino Sanchez. He is absent today, so we have 3 counselors. We do have a quorum. So I would like approval of the agenda, and Miss Judy doesn't like to put the two of them together, so we'll have the approval of the agenda first.
I don't like them together because they're separate items. You could
Okay.
approve one and not approve the other, and so here we are.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to approve the agenda for the Public Safety Committee meeting on Tuesday, September 15th at 4:30 p.m.
Okay. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Ms. Moore, so I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, let's move on to the approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion?
I have a correction.
That's
Dun,
what
dun,
I said. I
dun.
wanted to see something too.
Okay. What page is it on, please?
I just saw this. It's on page 3, which is the second page, I believe, of the minutes at the, under regular items, number 4.
Okay.
If you go up to, from the bottom of that, number 4, up 3 lines where it says, income to go to ordinance, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be income to go to code enforcement.
Okay. Did you get that,
So-
ma'am? Okay.
So with that correction, I would move to adopt the minutes from the Tuesday, August 18th, 2020 Public Safety Committee meeting with one correction.
Okay. So I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Judy, I think you're the only one that read the minutes. Thank
So
you.
what happened to the number 1? I read it, but why is there no 1 in there
Why is there no one what? I'm sorry.
on this regular item? Why is there no 1? It goes 3, 4.
Because it says 3-4?
I don't like it.
You don't like
I
it?
don't like it.
There is
So
no
you want to
3.
change it? We'll be okay. Thank you.
Why we can't put 1 and 2 right there? I don't like it. Because it just seemed like we forgot something or
So
left
do you
something out.
do you just want to put number 1 in front of agenda approval and number 2 in front of approval of minutes?
Under regular items?
Correct? Is that how you want to do it?
I just don't like the idea that 3 and 4 shows up here. Somebody else on the outside reading it think that we talked about something that's not here.
It's to be this way. So.
Okay. So we'll take that, sure. We can go ahead and
Do
approve
you
it
understand
now.
why I say that?
Yes, ma'am.
From the outside looking in, it's just like, well, what happened to number 1? And if you weren't on here to pay attention, then you don't realize that it was
Okay.
part of the agenda.
Okay.
That was all, sorry.
But are you okay
Oh,
with
the rest of it, I'm okay. The dates in my comment, they're fine. The
Okay,
rest.
and then we'll talk to Sharon. Okay, so all in favor of approval of the minutes, which is number 2? Aye.
With the correction.
With the correction.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. So we're going to move on to regular items. So the first regular item is number 4, and it's consider resolution 20-XX condemnations, starts on page 5.
Which is number 3.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, she's looking at the agenda. Okay.
We're already on regular items number 4. Okay, page 5. Thank you, Mr. Bill Morris.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This resolution 20-XX would require the removal or demolition of at least 15 structures that are dilapidated. The list of addresses is on page 8 and 9. Generally speaking, these structures are found to be in the following condition: dilapidated, deterioration open to the public, and inadequate maintenance. Staff has looked at this and would recommend approval via the consent agenda, if possible. Stand for any questions.
Can I have a,
Yes, sir. Can you turn your mic on, please?
If we could identify that as item number 3, I got all my numbers off there and I didn't catch it. They're all off, so if you could identify that as that item number.
But I like
3.
4. It's
Yeah.
pushing us faster. All right. So we'll change number 4 to number 3, number 5 to number 4, so forth and so on.
Right.
I'm sorry, Mr.
No, I'm sorry.
It's that teacher in her. Dang it. If you'd count sheep, you wouldn't have this problem, okay?
Madam Chair, can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
On these properties, so when they come here, let me just refresh mine, when they get to this point, you've already contacted them numerous times, when they get to this point, you have all the evidence that you've made contact with them, and you got a file this big, that they've been notified, they've been sent a notice, or tacked on the door, all those things before we get here.
So would you like Bill Bartlett
Yes.
to come over and go through everything, every step, as soon as they get it?
No, no,
Okay.
I'm just asking, just to make sure, because I feel like there's such a large amount every month. And that's why I was saying, I just wanted to make sure that the people, had their enough. I'm sure he said it. He said, yeah, I trust him. He said he sends enough,
yes.
but I was just making sure, because I feel like every month there's 15, 20 properties. It's hard for me to find that there's that, I know there's a lot. We got quite a few raggedy parts of town, and I'll say that, I'll put that out there, but it just seems like a lot every month, 15, 20
Okay.
buildings to be destroyed, so that's.
So would you like us to go through from step
No.
1 away? Okay. Would you like me to drive you around town and to the exact address?
No, some of these I have looked at, but I'm not saying that, I've just seen, it just seems
Okay.
like a large amount every
Okay.
month. I'm not saying, I just want to make sure that, if anybody comes back, or if any come back, that you have your dot-sided and T's crossed, that's my concern,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
it's a lot. That's all.
Madam Chair and Councilors, just for the record, I'd like to say that with all these properties, the owners have been properly notified, or we've attempted to notify those.
Okay, and of these 15, how many more did you contact that you didn't put on this list? Are there enough, do you understand, or
There's-
everybody gets on the list?
There's others that are in the queue, and it is unfortunately pretty easy to find them.
So some of the ones, you get this many, but some you have contacted, and so they're not on this list because they're trying to fix it, or?
Some do, some do.
And it's not every month that we have some. We didn't have any last month, from what Judy said. I don't
Yes.
remember.
That's
but-
correct.
Didn't?
And sometimes there may be 1, 3, 15,
It's a lot, that's all,
Yeah.
this can seem a lot.
and I get it. It's a lot.
Madam Chair, if I could throw
Yes, sir.
something in. Typically during the summer months, they could send anywhere from 600 to 900 notices a month out. Many of them will comply. Of course, these are the condemnations. Some people will get the notices and respond back and ask for, they're going to pull a permit to remodel the house. Many of them don't even pick up the notices. Or
So when you go
most.
back, they're still there or something?
They're still there, as returned undeliverable, and all we can go off is the
Addresses
last
that you
known owner of that property that the county assessor has it listed as.
If I may, sir.
Come up,
Counselor,
Here.
we've got to hear you, Bill. You got to go up there.
oh, I'm sorry.
Are you
I
standing?
apologize.
Go on.
I'm sorry, I just,
No, that's,
No, you're
it just
okay.
seems like a lot.
I really prefer to be seen, not heard, I promise. We send, Counselor, we notify regular mail as well as certified mail. And we also, on the day that we mail those notifications out, we physically post the structure as well, just in
Okay.
case they didn't have their mail
Somebody rolled
forwarded
by or
or something
something.
like that. We make every attempt to try to get a hold of them and get it fixed before it comes to this point. And just because it's on this doesn't, very few of these actually end up in demolition. This is just in case they don't draw the permits or take care of the problem, whatever it may be with the building official, we don't have to start from square one and then we're behind 30
Right.
days,
Okay.
45 days, so.
All right, I appreciate that information.
thanks, Bill.
Done?
Yes, ma'am, I'm done.
Perfect. I like your glasses, by the way. Miss Judy, do you have any questions? Okay. Can I get a motion for regular item number 3?
I make a motion to consider the resolution 20XX for condemnations.
Consent.
to consent agenda, to the consent
Consent.
agenda.
Okay.
Second.
So I have a motion and I have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, number 4, regular item is consider Public Safety Committee meeting dates for 2021. Are we moving right along?
Madam Chair, members of the committee, we've been asked by our city clerk to go ahead and identify our meeting dates for the next year. So what I did, I provided to you a list of the city council dates for next year, and also, if we stayed on this same schedule, the dates for the Public Safety Committee meeting. On the next page, I provided a calendar for you. The blue dots are on the Thursday night city council meetings, the second Thursday of the month, and the yellow dots are on the Tuesday following the city council meeting. So I'll try to provide everything I could. I'll let y'all decide. We're good with dates, times, but at y'all's convenience, it's always typical that the committee chooses when they want to meet. So we'll turn it over to you.
Were we supposed to have 4:30 written on top for her, maybe?
Pardon me?
Were we supposed to put a time on there, or did she just want dates?
Yeah, a time also.
Okay, so 4:30.
That's, I put this together. I just didn't put the time
I'm
that we
okay
need.
with 4:30.
Okay, are you okay with 4:30?
Sure.
Okay. So may I have a motion to move this on? Where would we move it to?
She just wants, it doesn't need to go anywhere, just need to, that you all agree to these dates, and then she can put it on her master calendar.
Okay, but we all agree?
I don't know about this March 11th, 2021, if I'll be available. You know,
Okay.
That's my 16th birthday.
Happy
So-
birthday.
Oh, yeah, we can't meet on-
So, you know, I may have a party going on, you know.
we can do that too.
We can have it
If
here,
y'all
we
bring
don't care.
cake, then I'll come. If y'all bring cupcakes, then I'll come.
I'll bring the liquor. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You're on the mic now. So I'm okay with the dates and the times.
Ms.
I don't mind-
Judy's okay with
I don't want
it?
to change it. I'm good.
You're
want a
good with it,
motion?
I'm good with it.
You want a motion?
Do we need a motion or anything?
Doesn't,
We can put a motion
I
to
was-
be in the minutes, so it's
we
there.
can, if you would, yeah, go ahead and make a motion, and if you
Go ahead.
approve it, then I can give it to the
Okay.
clerk.
Madam Chair, I would move to approve the dates for the calendar year 2021 as presented by staff, which is the Tuesday after the city council meetings at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Okay,
A
I have
second.
a motion, and we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. It passes, and it goes to Sharon Call.
Yes,
There you go.
I'll give it to her.
Yes, sir.
I'll get it to her.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay,
Thank
we,
you.
can I go on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have non-action, I'm just trying to rock on here.
Yeah.
We have non-action items, review and discuss the city's 2020 DOJ Edward Bryan Justice Assistance Grant Program.
Is that what this is?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's Parker come from?
I've been saying, I didn't see you down there.
He's not down there. He just poof, okay.
Like magic.
Okay, we'll take
I
it.
don't know about that, but okay.
Good evening, Madam, or good afternoon, Madam Chair and committee members. This one, so on a kind of semi-annual basis, the RPD will make these requests for funds from the federal government to support various law enforcement activities that they're doing. And part of the application process is that we have to have it, the application materials reviewed by an organization of the governing body and have it submitted available for any public comment. And you'll see in the packet, one of the documents is actually a certification that the mayor has to do that we have actually complied with that. And so this is that procedure. This is a non-action item. You're not supposed to, or you don't have to take any action on it. None is requested. Rather, to comply, you have to review and discuss it. And if we have any public comment on go-to meeting or here, that we would hear those people if there are any. I don't know if there are. You can see in the packet what the funds that are going to be requested are and kind of guidelines roadmap of how the application process works. So I would kind of kick it back to you guys if there's any comment or that you guys have. I'm not the chief, so I don't know if I can answer all the questions, but I'll do my best.
So for public comment, so we wouldn't have had to put this out like like we do for our other stuff, like,
We did, this is 72 hours ahead of our
of
meeting.
this going out?
Yes, ma'am.
So you did, like, to
Yes,
city, if
ma'am.
Yes,
anybody wanted to say anything, so it went out?
Yes, ma'am.
Not whatever it's called.
It's
called a
out.
Public hearing,
Out
is that
here.
what it's called?
It went out Friday morning, or Friday about 11 o'clock, so.
I didn't, you know how we have to make a formal.
Well, and it
whole
doesn't
big
have to go to
to-do?
full
Yeah.
council.
No, it does not. It's just
We don't
an
have to do a
organ-
big to-do.
the governing body or an organization designated by the governing body, which we interpret to mean the Public Safety Committee would be the most appropriate body.
And if I could add one other thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, Parker, but the city is the physical agent for these funds, so that's why you see the county sheriff's department, a list of equipment for them goes through all together on this one grant. We're just a physical agent for that grant, so.
Okay.
Are there any-
So I would add, just to address your comment, so the certification is that before the date of this certification, the application described was made public and an opportunity to comment on the application was provided to citizens to the extent applicable law or established procedure makes such an opportunity available. So for us, we again interpret that to mean we already have our Open Meetings Act, which provides the way that we let people know this is what we're doing, come talk about it if you like. So that's where we got this idea.
So do we have any discussion between the counselors? No? Do we know if we have anybody in the other room wanting
On the
to
go-to?
publicly?
Bill, would you check in the other room and see if there's any public?
And there's nobody on the go-to?
I don't think there's anybody on go-to. No?
Jeff, is anybody on go-to?
Hi, Mama. Hi, Vicky. You want to make a comment?
So we can have at least one comment?
Okay. There's nobody in the other room.
Nobody? Okay. So we don't have to make a motion, so we can go ahead and move on to our information.
Thank you for this information.
Thank you, Parker.
Thank you.
You don't need to run away anywhere, though.
Madam Chair, I would just, all the departments are here. If you have any comments or questions on any of their reports, I would draw your attention to the code enforcement report. Starts on page 72. This is the first month they were able to utilize the new Tyler system on all their permitting and stuff, so you'll see a more detailed, extensive report month to month. It's very nice, out of the
So
code
much
enforcement
easier to
department. I just bring your attention to that one. Be
Okay.
glad to answer any
This Bill,
questions.
that's Bill,
Mhm. Right there.
Bill. Who's code enforcement? You code
Bill,
enforcement?
yes, he's going.
I'm gonna
He can't hear
take
you.
my thing back, because I'm really impressed by this. I feel like that there wasn't that, this is a lot of notices to go out. This
Yes,
is a lot.
Yes, ma'am?
And seeing it in, format, I'm visual and so this makes me appreciate and understand that there's a lot more going on than my little penny head even thought
Exactly.
about when I'm saying it about those 15, because now I see you send out 10,000, and so I appreciate that. So I hope you didn't feel offended by the while ago, but these are a lot of notices that have to go out for, since you're doing for 22 things and not just for that. So I just wanted you to know I appreciate that, and I don't want you to feel that
Okay.
slighted.
Thank you.
Miss Judy? You're good? Okay. So our next, I don't think it would be this committee. I think it'd be infrastructure, so I'll venture onto that later. So let's go on to, I assume, chair announcements. And Mr. Matthews, at city council, we asked to bring back the nuisance law to here. Now, we did our animal ordinance here. It took us 8 to 9 months to get through it. We had all the rescue people here. I would like to follow the same way we did that for our nuisance ordinance because it was well organized. We didn't have to go back over to legal because we had the lawyer here, we did the wording here, and to make it even better, we have Miss Judy here, who is the head of legal, so we could keep it out of legal and not double duty it. But that's okay. Yeah. Okay. And that way, and it's going to take us about 9 to 10 months to get through it, because we're going to do each
And I
line by
agree.
line. That's how, and it worked really well.
And I've been looking over this the last couple of days, or since last Thursday night, to try to figure out what would be the best way to tackle this, because it is a very lengthy process. So what I'd like to do is break it up into some more manageable bites.
Chunks.
So maybe the first two sections of Section 16, work through those at a couple sections at a meeting, instead of trying to go from front cover to back cover, and then it kind of, we kind of lose things. We get onto a topic that is maybe controversial or a lot of discussion, and we kind of, our focus kind of goes to that. So maybe if I break it into and present at the next committee meeting, the first couple sections of 16, discuss those, which should go pretty easy, go line by line through there. And then, once we all kind of agree to that, or the committee agrees that we have what we want in writing, then we can move on to the next couple sections. And I may add 3 sections when there may be a couple that are real small, but I'll be appropriate with it and try to manage it so that we don't keep people for 4 hours every month just on that one
We know which ones
subject.
are going to be the hard
Right,
ones.
right.
Yeah, we know which ones are going to be the hard ones, and those can be just a one
Right.
meeting type.
And I was thinking about starting with Section 16, and since that's the largest one, getting through that one, and then going to the Section 8, or Chapter 8, which is the camping.
I agree.
So
I
it
agree.
would take us some time to get to Chapter 8, but maybe by then we can, some of our other groups that I know you've been talking to, maybe that some of them can
They'll
get
be ready to
formed
come in and help
and
us.
ready to participate in the larger discussion as we move forward. If the committees,
I have some of the ladies that were at the meeting. We're going to put together a task force, if you want to say, and start tackling the homeless
Who's
type
we?
deal.
You're going to,
Carrie Moore and
Oh,
some of the
that,
others.
okay, yeah.
Just citizens. It's not going to be city employees or anything
Right.
like that. It'll be citizens. And then I told them that I'd be liaison, and Margaret said she'd sit with me. And then if they need to come in during that particular time of that nuisance ordinance, we'll bring them in, and just like we did the animal control. And that was before you guys were in this committee, I
Mhm.
believe. But it worked really good. Were you here when we redid the animal? Okay. Yeah, it was really good. So, that's all I have for today. It's gonna be the citizens that have decided that they want to tackle this with us on the outside. We're gonna give enough time that they can start getting their numbers together and all that. The Homeless Coalition is comfortable with, I believe, with where they are now and what they're doing now. It's another group that's not comfortable. So that's the group we're gonna tackle with this. And we'll let them, yeah, it's gonna be citizens.
and we'll definitely make some notifications. If we have the information, we have the addresses of the people who spoke at the council meeting. We may send notices directly to them. If they want to participate in the discussion, let them know when it is, when we get to that Section 8 of the code.
That way, everything is up and on the table, and we're transparent, and they can go back in the meetings and watch them on YouTube and all that. I find that very helpful, very helpful. So, I have nothing more for today. Everybody's good with all of the reports, and nobody needs to ask questions?
If you would like to see anything else in one of the reports, please don't hesitate to call me, let me know. We'll try our best to get the information in, but we're going to try to flood you with some information
You
in our
did
monthly
You
report.
did a
So-
good job.
Well, hopefully, we can
It's
answer your
great.
questions before we ever get to,
Yeah.
The standoff that happened down from your street, was that with the fire and? Do you know anything about that? That would be out of the base, correct?
one of the totals.
Okay. So you've got.
the, right. Yeah, the police department's report is very extensive
Cool.
on those details.
And that's why we're doing the, and now you see why we're doing the nuisance law.
Well,
Yeah.
that wouldn't have been that. They didn't have those uses, so that was just
Okay. Okay. Mike, anything else?
No, I just like to, I appreciate so much our staff. I tell you what, they're phenomenal. They do a great job, and they're always available. I call them in the middle of the night. It doesn't matter. They always answer their phones. They're wonderful to work with, and we're very fortunate to have the staff that we have, so I appreciate their efforts.
Awesome. So we'll call this meeting at 4:55. Record! Yay! You're late, Joe.